Alright guys, this is Brian. Thank you again for tuning in and watching our YouTube videos on the Zap Twins. I'm going to be making a video today to show how us Canadians are going to be able to sell on the Amazon.com United States platform. Now, the first question is why. A lot of people ask, why do we want to sell on Amazon.com versus Amazon.ca? I mean, we're Canadian sellers. Why wouldn't we want to just sell in Canada? Wouldn't it be easier for us? All said and done, the reason why that we want to take advantage of the United States marketplace is simply just due to one reason. And that one reason is it's a larger marketplace. Amazon.com has a massive market share in the United States when we're talking about an accumulation of entire e-commerce sales. The last year alone, they took up almost 47%, and this year in 2021, they plan to take literally 50% of the market share. Now, with that being said, all of those customers that are going to Amazon.com, 65% of them have Prime memberships. Now, us as Amazon FBA sellers, we're going to be able to take advantage of that massive push for Prime memberships. And all said and done, we're going to be able to kickstart our business on the Amazon.com platform a lot more effectively compared to the Canadian or the UK market. Now, with that being said, we definitely want to scale into Canada. We definitely want to scale into Mexico. We definitely want to scale into the United Kingdom. But considering all of that organic traffic that we're getting in the United States market, we're going to be able to kickstart our business just by relying on all of that organic search traffic on Amazon.com. Now, when we scale into Canada, Mexico, the United Kingdom, we're going to be able to connect our accounts, we're going to be able to connect our listings, and we're going to be able to have a much larger kickstart in those marketplaces by taking advantage of that organic search traffic that Amazon.com offers current state. Perfect. Now, I'm going to break up how we can sell as Canadians on the United States marketplace in 4 simple steps. Now, this is purely just the infrastructure. We're talking about our business infrastructure, we're talking about our financial infrastructure, and all the legalities that are associated to starting a business in Canada and using that business entity to sell in the United States. Step number 1, we're going to want to incorporate our business. Now, I live in BC specifically. There's provinces obviously all across Canada here. What you're going to want to do first is incorporate a business within the province that you live, whether that be British Columbia, whether that be Ontario, Alberta, whatever it is. The easiest way for us to go ahead and do this, and the most cost-effective way, is simply just going onto our provincial corporate website and applying to incorporate a business within the province that you live. The cost is usually around the $350 mark, nothing that's too extensive or comprehensive by all means, and you're going to be able to get that very quick. Now, the first step is identifying a name for your incorporation. So us as Amazon sellers, the first thing to note is your incorporation name is not going to be the same as your brand name. So don't get stuck up on this. To put things in perspective for you, you could literally do Zabiric Products Incorporated and you'll be good to go there. Now, some people would like to go and create a name. That involves putting in a name request, and that typically takes 15 to 21 days to get that name request back. After, you're going to be able to fill out the rest of the corporate documents and file for your incorporation. You're going to get everything sent to you. You're going to have a nice package, and everything in that package is going to be used for us to sell on Amazon.com. Now, for those that really don't care about having a name attached to their incorporation, you can go ahead and apply right away. No name search and no delay in time in that matter. All you're going to get is a numbered company, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, BC.Ltd. Awesome. So a couple more things about the incorporation. You're going to have to assign share structures. If you're in a partnership, you're also going to have to assign a director and a secretary for your business. Now, for the share structures, a common way and what we do for our businesses are Class A common shares at no par value. Now, in terms of the amount of shares as well as the cost per share, totally up to you, doesn't really matter. All of that can be restructured and changed down the road. Awesome. Now that we got our incorporation documents back, we're going to be able to use those incorporation documents, all of the numbers associated to that registration, to open up a local bank account. Now, with that said, we're not going to just want to open up a regular bank account. First of all, we're going to want to open up a business bank account, again, tied to that incorporation. And two, we're gonna wanna open up a cross-border account, which essentially gives us access to have both a Canadian and a USD checkings account at your local bank account. Now, the third thing that we're gonna wanna do, we're gonna want to apply for a virtual bank account. Now, common accounts that people are using are OFX or TransferWise. Now, both of these accounts, again, they're virtual. There's no actual retail shop. There's nothing along those lines. The reason why that we want to create a virtual bank account to begin with is simply because the conversion rates on the platform are usually about 5 cents more on the dollar compared to your local bank account. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and create that account. It's free of cost to do. Again, we're gonna tie that to our business incorporation, okay? After that, we're gonna set that as our deposit method when we go ahead and create a Seller Central account on Amazon.com. Amazon is gonna pay us in US dollars to a USD checkings account within our TransferWise or our OFX account. Whenever we want to transfer funds in Canadian into our local bank account, what we're going to want to do is convert on the actual platform. Again, because, rather than getting $1.20 at your bank, you're getting $1.25, $1.27. Much better, and when you're doing larger numbers, it makes total sense to do this. You're gonna save a ton of money, so you might as well get into the habit and do it now. Fourth and the last step that we're gonna wanna focus on is applying for what we call an EIN number, an employer identification number. Now, an EIN number is extremely easy to obtain. All we gotta do is call the Internal Revenue Services in the United States. The phone number is right here. Now, we're gonna be calling the Internal Revenue Services in the United States, and we're gonna be applying for our employer identification number. This process is extremely easy. The only painful thing about it is honestly being on hold, but once you get a rep on the phone, usually the conversation is about 10 minutes. Everything is done via phone. What you're gonna wanna do is have this form, an SSS form, in front of you, because on that phone call, they're gonna be referencing specific lines that you're gonna wanna refer to, things like your business name, your DBA, your accounting fiscal year end, things along those lines, and they're actually gonna give you the EIN number right on the spot, just in case you need it for reference. With that said, 2 weeks down the road, you're gonna receive those legal documents back into your inbox and your mailbox, and you're gonna have to file those away. Now, applying for this form, getting the form is free of cost. Again, it's gonna take you 10 minutes. It's not gonna take you very long to get, but the reason why we want to actually apply for our EIN is because us as Canadian sellers selling in the United States, we need to somehow file taxes in there. And we're gonna be able to file against that EIN number by filing what we call a treaty. Forgive me for the verbiage here. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct, but talk to an accountant, get them to file taxes against your EIN number, and you guys will be all set to go to sell on Amazon.com in the United States as a Canadian. All right, guys, thank you for listening. I hope you Canadians saw a ton of value in this video. Again, super simple to do, not hard. Do not be phased to sell on Amazon.com. You're gonna find a lot more value by starting your business in there. If you guys have any questions, please subscribe, hit us up, follow us on social media. Have a good day, guys.